everybody, and welcome back to Movie Files, here with another new movie review, and this time it is for the Netflix documentary titled Fyre, The Greatest Party That Never Happened, something that I was not too familiar with. I might have read something about it and just never looked into it, but saw the trailer of this documentary and was blown away by what it presented. The details of that trailer just really hooked me. Watched it over the weekend with Morgan, and I'm here to talk about it. Now, since this isn't necessarily a movie, in this, in my movie reviews, I talk about the performances, the director, what worked, and all that stuff. I will talk about what worked for me and what didn't in this documentary, but I just want to touch a little bit on the story, how fascinated I am by this story and how all this happened. And then I guess ultimately, since it is on Netflix, I'll let you know if it's actually worth streaming. But before I get into all those details, I want to welcome all those that are new to Movie Files. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe to our channel, as well as make sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of our latest content. Now, talking about Fyre, so how do I sum this up? So basically, you have this guy, Billy McFarland, who's this young entrepreneur who's had these ventures and all these things and all these businesses that he's created. But he gets into connection with Ja Rule, and their initial contact was, hey, I want to hold these parties. I tried to get a hold of you, but it was super hard. So long story short, they get this idea where they want to come up with this app called Fyre. Now, initially, the app was supposed to be, I want Ja Rule to perform at my birthday party, but instead of for me contacting this person, just to get an answer from him, I want to have an app that's essentially like Uber, where I go on my app and I get in contact with an artist, and it's kind of, you eliminate the middleman, and it's a little bit easier, streamlined way of contacting people to do bookings for you for club events, birthday parties, etc. So what happens in this relationship between Ja Rule and Billy, they come up with another idea. How do we promote this app? How do we get the word out there? So their idea was, let's get these models, the world's top 10 models, take them to this island that Billy bought, and shoot a promotion about holding a festival, holding a party to promote our app. This was supposed to be Coachella on steroids. So the idea was to have these celebrities come in on yachts, on private jets. We're going to put them in villas. We're going to give them the luxury lifestyle. And that's how it was promoted when they brought these models there, was come to Fyre, come to this private island, live this luxurious lifestyle, and join the lifestyle, join the Fyre festival. So this documentary pretty much covers, if you guys aren't too familiar with it, check out the trailer. But essentially what happens is they do all this stuff. They promote this festival as the greatest thing on earth, and it never happened. So you have these people spending, literally the numbers of these people, the amount of money people are spending on this festival is just mind-blowing. And I know people pay for this money when they go to Coachella, when they go to all these other festivals, but it was just insane hearing about the amount of money people spend to go to a 3-day festival around a bunch of people singing and drinking. I don't know. It's nothing I'm really interested in, but long story short, this never happened, guys. And this documentary covers not all the stuff that happened, but as much details from the people that were outside looking in. So you have people that were actually attached to this, you have Brian or Billy McFarland's team that helped promote this. You had the promoters from Instagram, the influencers. You had a couple people that were interviewed that were actually attending the party or the festival. You had their thoughts behind the story. You had people that work very closely to Billy, people that they consider Billy family, and it's their point of view of what happened and what went wrong. And watch this documentary. I think this documentary is fascinating. The interviews were great. The way it was shot was handled beautifully. The details of what these people actually told us, because sometimes, when there's these big cases, no one died, it's not the end of the world, but there were people that was really hurt financially speaking. There were people that never got paid for the work they were doing. There was people that spent thousands of dollars thinking they were going to, enjoy this party. There were people that suffered in this, like I said, financially speaking. It destroyed a lot of people's lives, and this documentary covers that. And that's really the central point of this documentary, was the people that were affected by it, as well as the people that thought that they were putting on one of the greatest promotions for a festival and promoting this festival that's supposed to be one of the greatest things ever, the biggest party ever, and how it just never happened. And the documentary does a really good job of really kind of going in depth and talking about this Billy McFarland character, how he was just kind of a schemer, and how his other businesses it came to light that he was just a fraud. He was just a phony. He kind of showed this lifestyle. And that's another thing I like about this documentary. Kind of where we are as a society now, you know, with Instagram, our phones, and Twitter, and all this stuff, which I have a fun time with. And personally, I just kind of focus on social media when it comes to movies, entertainment, things of that nature, but nothing to, you know, I don't portray myself in a certain lifestyle, or, you know, and that's fine and dandy. I know people make a living off that, but really the documentary kind of shows the influence of social media, how you tweet this and you see someone here and you're like, oh, that's cool, I'll need to be a part of that, and how people were just kind of doped into buying, like literally the amount of money people were spending on this festival is just mind-boggling, considering that we have all these world issues financially speaking. I mean, hell, the government shut down right now. I mean, it's just crazy the amount of money people will spend to just live to each his own, right? I mean, if they're making the money, they have the money to spend, but it's just crazy how much they would spend on this festival, and that no one really kind of followed up. No one knew what they were really getting into. No one just investigated how, you know, if I'm spending, I couldn't even imagine spending this amount of money, but if I'm spending $100,000 to go to this festival, I'm making sure that every little detail is on point. So it's just fascinating how they were able to do this, guys. I don't know if I'm doing a good job of explaining the story, but I highly recommend you guys checking out this documentary. It really goes into depth as far as, again, you feel bad. I felt more bad, and it might be insistent me saying this, but I felt more bad for the people that were working behind the scenes, the catering teams, the people that built the sets, the people that were putting in labor to promote this, that were actually working on this event. I felt more bad for them than I did for the people that lost their money. It might sound bad, but again, they should have did their research. But again, the documentary does a good job of sympathizing with the people that were affected financially, but also the people that worked on this and did not get paid, and the people that worked with Billy that thought he was a true good guy, that he was just a fraud. So again, check it out on Netflix. There is another version is on Hulu that I'm going to check out, that actually they interview Billy McFarland, because in this Netflix version, you see like clips of him, and they have like, they don't have like a one-on-one interview with him. You just see of, you know, people like interviewing him through the documentary, like the person that was documenting this, like they will show us other people interviewing him, but not them asking the questions that we would want to know. So that's why I'm going to check out this Hulu version to see what they bring to the table. But it's very fascinating. I'd highly recommend you guys checking it out. If I were to give this a score like I do on my movie reviews, I'll give this a 4.5 out of 5. This is very interesting. I was very engaged. If I were to critique it, at the beginning it was a little bit like, okay, where is this going? Are we, you know, it was just kind of confusing how they were presenting it. Like it felt backwards how they were kind of like, here's the character Billy. It was just kind of weird, but once you kind of like 30 minutes in and throughout, it really picks us up the pace, and it really kind of just, you're just on the edge of your seat. And there's this one particular story, this guy, I believe his name is Andy, who's like, I don't want to say a mentor, but he was kind of a mentor to Billy. Like Billy looked up to this guy. He's like a event planner. And there's this story that Andy tells us about how dedicated he was to Billy and getting this festival to come to fruition. Let's just say it involves something that I think is just crazy what he was willing to do to make sure this festival happens. When you hear this story that Andy goes over, it's funny naturally when you think about it. It's like, God damn, like these people were just had all the faith in the world in this Billy guy, and he just screwed him over. So it was a fascinating story. It's a fascinating documentary. I highly recommend it. Check it out. Again, 4.5 out of 5. Check it out on Netflix now. Again, I'm going to check out that Hulu version as far as I can see that point of view, actually hear Billy, how he thinks and how he thought he was gonna get away with this. I'm gonna check that out and give you guys a review on that. But there you have it. Comment below if you watched this on Netflix. Let me know what you thought of it. If you like this review, definitely hit the thumbs up button. Share this video. Follow us on all those social media accounts. Check out our other content, all of our other reviews on our channel now. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.